Okay, so this video is just going to be a super easy way to do a polar vortex final project if you just don't know what to do or it's too confusing. So the first thing you're doing is creating new, hop over to print, letter, put your name right here where it says untitled, and then you can change it to 12 by 12 and make sure it says 300 in RGB, and then you can hit create. So I have a nice square. I'm gonna start off with adding a color in the background just so I have one so you can see when I'm cutting out stuff. Okay, oh no. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to, actually I'm gonna go to Unsplash. I'm gonna look up a picture to do my first cutout. Landscape pictures are pretty easy for cutting stuff out of, so let me see if I can find, actually I think I already saved something on my, see now I can't get back. How do I get back? Goodbye. There we go. This thing is all messed up. No. Okay. Alright, so I think I already have a picture, so I'm gonna open it. File, open. You can find whatever you want. I have... No, I don't have it. Oh, I do. I'm gonna be whining a lot in this video, huh? No, here we go. CG. Projects. Okay, here we go, finally. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the landscape image that I have. You can just copy and paste it from the internet. I just wanted to do this one so I could show you how I did that one that I have on the agenda. Alright, so I'm gonna Control A, Control C, Control V to paste it. Remember, you could also just paste it directly from Google. You don't have to save it and open it. Okay, so I'm first resizing it to my square, then I push enter. Then I need to make it half size. So this is 12 inches, so I need to hit Control T, and if you're not a shortcut person, that's Edit, Free Transform, and I'm gonna make this say 6 because the whole document is 12. So I'm gonna go till it says 6, and then I hit enter, and now I'm gonna duplicate this. I can right click and I can say duplicate layer. You can also hit Control J. So I'm gonna say duplicate yes, and now I have 2 of them. Now I'm gonna transform it. Control T again is your shortcut, and now I need to say, I'm gonna move it over, and then right click, flip, and then that way I get a nice mirror image. Make sure those are lined up, push enter. I'm gonna merge these into one layer, so I need to hold shift on my keyboard. So again, I'm holding the button that says shift, I'm clicking both layers, and then I right click and I say merge. So now it's all one layer. And then we do just like we did in the sampler, filter, distort, polar. And you all know how to do this, right? We've done this a tons of times for the sampler. This is the new thing for this project. I'm gonna be cutting things out. So there's different tools you can use to cut out. If you like absolutely don't know, the lasso tool will let you like freehand cut something out. And then I can hit delete on my keyboard. Okay, I'm gonna say Control Z because I don't like that, and then Control D to deselect. You could also do the polygon. So let's say you wanted to cut out like a very angular shape. You could do the polygon and hit delete. Okay, I'm gonna Control Z, Control D. Maybe you might wanna do like a triangle or something. You would also use the polygon, okay? I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna use the quick selection. But if you want to make it simple, either of the lassos are fine. I'm going to do quick selection because I think this is like a pretty clear shape. So I'm going to select this and then hit delete. Okay? Now I have this layer. I can just use the same layer multiple times. So if you want to make it easy on yourself, you can just use the same one. So watch how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to duplicate the layer. That's Control J. I can also hit duplicate layer. And I have one on top. This one on top, I'm gonna make it bigger. I'm gonna hold Control T. I'm gonna zoom out. That's Control minus. And if I hold Shift and Alt, I can make it bigger. Okay, so you see how I just made that bigger on top? And maybe I'll rotate it just so it's not exactly the same. And maybe I'll do that again. I'm gonna take the same layer, right click, duplicate layer. Then I'm gonna Control T, and I'm gonna hold Shift and Alt, and I'm gonna make this one even bigger, and maybe I'll rotate it just so it doesn't look exactly the same. Maybe I'll put it over here. Okay, so right there, I already have 3 polar layers. Okay, that could potentially be enough. Okay, I'm gonna keep going, and maybe I'll do 6 or 7 layers, and I'm gonna do them below. So again, I'm gonna duplicate this one on the bottom, and then I'm actually gonna go to the very bottom layer, and this time I'm gonna shrink it. Control T, Shift Alt, and now I'm just shrinking the same layer and rotating it, and maybe I'll keep doing this. Control J, and Control T. Oh, this time I moved the wrong layer. That's okay, I can just move it below. You can see now it's below. Control T, maybe I'll rotate that. Okay, I can keep going. Control J, I'm gonna just keep rotating the one on the bottom. There we go, and you can see now I have this really deep looking vortex thing that you're like falling into lots of depth, okay? In the background, I can add a picture. So let me go I'm gonna hop over to Google. Let me see if I can find maybe I'll just get like a galaxy. I think that's what I did for my galaxy. So maybe I'll get something like this. Copy image. Oh, see, this is a problem. I can't. It's perfect. Okay, and now I'm gonna paste it. So maybe I'll paste a galaxy on the bottom. Oops, Control V. Did I not? Maybe I didn't copy it. No, this full screen stuff is really annoying. Copy image. Let me go back. Let me get out of here. Photoshop. Control V is paste. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna put that below. And I can probably leave that the same size. Maybe I'll fade it a little so it's not too much. I don't know. And maybe I'll even take that same layer and I'll put it on top. Control V is paste. Control T. Maybe I'll put this over there, and then it's hiding everything. Because remember, I said you had to have one atmospheric thing. So a galaxy is a great atmospheric thing. Just put it on a blend mode. Okay? It's too much, so I lower my opacity. So it's not too much. Okay? I can also take my eraser right here, and I can erase parts. I'm gonna go to my regular eraser, soft eraser right here. Soft and low opacity. And I'm gonna just erase some areas so it's not like everywhere. Okay, so you can see now it's only on parts of it. Let me get another atmospheric layer to show you. Let's see, let me get like maybe clouds. If you get an image that's on black and white, it'll be even easier, but something like this would work. Let's try this. Copy image. Paste it on. Control V is paste. Control T. Maybe I kind of want this just in the bottom. So I'm going to again go choose a blend mode. Screen. Maybe I'll do soft light. I'm going to do screen. And then maybe I can take my eraser and kind of fade it so it's not everywhere. So maybe it's only in certain parts. And I don't want that line, so I'm going to erase that line. So there you go. That's how I might get something that's a little bit atmospheric. And I'll lower the volume, or I'm sorry, not the volume, the opacity a little. Okay? So that's how you can begin to get some things that are a little bit more atmospheric. You can also, if you do black and white images, this was colored, but let me look for a black and white of the clouds. If you can get black and white pictures, then when you blend them, you don't even have to worry about cutting stuff out. So like, let's say this one, for instance. Copy. I'm gonna paste this in. When it's pure black, you can see that the black just drops out. So I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna Control T. Maybe I'll put that one up here. Maybe I'll duplicate it, right click, duplicate. You can also hit Control J on your keyboard. Maybe I'll make another cloud floating around here. Control J, Control T. I think I like this cloud cut out. Maybe I'll do more of them. Like there. Control J, Control T. Maybe some of my clouds, you know, I'll flip it, right click, flip horizontal so it's not exactly the same. Make it even bigger. Maybe I'll lower the opacity right here, etc. Okay? So that's how you can do some atmospheric things. I'm gonna change the color of my bricks, or I'm sorry, all my stuff down here. I don't really like the color, so I'm gonna hold Shift on my keyboard so I can select all of them. I'm gonna put them in this little folder. So now they're all in one folder, all together. And then I'm gonna do my hue saturation. Hold on, I gotta move this fan, it's in the way. Okay, so I'm gonna do the hue saturation. And maybe I'll just change these so that way they're a different color. Oh, and I can see it's impacting the background. I don't want that, so I'm gonna put a clipping mask on here. Oh, I accidentally put, you know what? I put this in the group. I gotta take that out of the group. There we go. Now it's not in the group. Okay, there we go. So now it's just impacting this. And I don't really like that purple, so maybe I'll change it to something else. I don't know. Blue, sure. Maybe really blue, saturated. Or maybe less saturated, more gray. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Ooh, I'll make it darker. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll do that. Okay? So I've got all my atmospheric things, and then I'm going to get my subject. So I have a picture of a zebra. I'm going to open that. You can get whatever you want. I'm going to use my quick selection to cut him out. And the reason I'm using quick selection, usually if the picture's on white, you would use the magic wand, but the zebra has a lot of white in him. So I think it's going to be harder to use the magic wand. Oh, I need to hold Alt and get rid of this piece. And that. You can obviously pick something easier to cut out than the zebra. Let's see, do I have the zebra? It looks like I got him mostly. I'm gonna stick up here. Okay, that looks pretty good. I need to go back and get that piece. So I'm just gonna say, okay, that's fine. Copy, paste him on, figure out where you wanna put your zebra, you know, or whatever it is that you're putting your object. Okay, he's kind of floating there. He looks a little too floating, right? So I can make him darker. I can do a brightness contrast, and I can clip it onto just him. And I can make him a little bit darker. You know, I can make him a little darker. I can also, I should really go and like touch up this little, see that little white spot I missed? I can put a mask on him, or I can use my eraser, whatever you want. I'm gonna use my mask. I'm gonna delete this little bit here, cut that out. You can, you know, go and cut this out. You can take more time. Okay, that's good enough for the demo. All right, maybe I wanna add a shadow to him. How would I add a shadow? I go to this little new layer. Oh, snag it is in my way. There we go, new layer. And I can draw with black underneath with a paintbrush. So maybe I'll draw a little, ooh, that's not good. I need to get a soft brush. So I'm gonna go with soft brush. Hold on, let me go up here. A soft brush, low opacity. And there I can add a little bit of shadow. Okay? So you can see I did this whole, that's too much, I'm gonna lower the opacity. Okay, so you can see I did this whole thing with pretty much the one cutout for all my vortexes, and then some atmospheric things, just added on blend mode, clouds or anything that's on black and white. Let me show you like something else that might be good with black and white. Black and white clouds would work, also like black and white light rays. Let me look up those. Something like this would work also. That's really easy to use. Copy image. Let me paste it on. I'll put this on top. Control V. Normal. I'm going to do screen. You can see there I go. Ooh, I kind of like this thing. Maybe I'll duplicate it. Control J. Ooh, I like it. Control J, Control T. Maybe I'll put another one over here. Control J, Control T. There's another one. Control J. Oh, these are nice, like, sparkles. What do you think of these sparkles, guys? Control J, Control T. There's another. Maybe this one I'll lower the opacity a little. And there we go. Okay? So there's how you could make a polar vortex. Let me see if I can